So one of the things BioWare has done really well is they've interacted with the fans through the different developers on the forums and things like that.
Sure.
How do you guys plan to continue to interact with the fans that might not necessarily participate in the forums leading up to the launch or even past the launch?
That's a good question. So we're trying our best to improve our kind of, well, I don't think they're bad, but we're trying to do more stuff on the Friday update side, which kind of mirrors the dev tracker stuff. So trying not to give, huge revelations in a dev tracker post and try and save that for a Friday update and that kind of thing. That doesn't mean the dev tracker posts are going to stop. Doesn't mean every now and again you'll get some nice golden nugget of information. But we can try and do that. I'm not ready to announce it yet, but we're looking into things we can do with Twitter and Facebook and stuff, because I'm a big believer in those. So try and use those channels as best we can. And I hear that if you get like a recorder, you can like record your voice and then you can like put it on the internet.
I believe that might be called a podcast.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Perhaps.
We might be looking at one of them.
Awesome.
But don't quote me on any of this. There's no guarantee any of it will happen. But yeah.
So you guys have been extremely proactive in reaching out to fan sites and guilds and things like that.
That's why we hired David.
Exactly, and that's why we're here, and we've had this great experience so far. How is that going to continue? Is there anything in the works, like post-launch, that you might be able to talk about, just to kind of continue that engagement and continue the growth of that community?
David's here. He's hired full time. We fully intend to continue to work with fan sites and guilds. That's his primary task. That's what he does. So yeah, it's going to continue. We have some ideas of things that we might do pre-launch. I don't know. We'll see how it goes post-launch. I mean, you guys absolutely know this, being who you are. But I'm a very, very big proponent of like find your unique niche and then work on that or niche. Do something unique, do something interesting. We've got things like, you guys obviously do a video podcast, which is great. The Mandalorian girl, I think is the name, does the blog from an RP perspective. Corellian Run Radio is kind of, the sort of the female perspective. And like Darth Hater does, I guess kind of the more, I don't know how to... Analytical, that's fair. Analytical, kind of stuff. So it's like find out what you think you can do well, and it can be as simple as like we're just going to cover Empire stuff, or we're just going to cover Republic stuff, or we're only interested in talking about PvP or roleplay. There's things you can do. But I would just caution people against starting a fan site to be like we're going to talk about the Old Republic, and this week we are going to talk about the Friday update and what we thought of it, because everybody does it, right? And there's enough of those sites now, so getting noticed and if assuming that's what you want to do, I'm not going to stop anyone from launching a blog and just writing about what they like on the Old Republic. Awesome. But if you're in it to try and make an impact and have some fun and obviously work with us in an official capacity at events and stuff, then you need to be doing something interesting, right? I mean, while I want to support every fan site we possibly can, we really strongly believe in what I always refer to as the long tail of fan sites, right? So I don't really mind if you have a load of hits or you're lower on the scale. We'll work with both ends, but we'll be happier to work with someone who is doing something unique on the lower end to help them get attention, as opposed to like, I run a blog where I write every week about what happened in the Friday update. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound mean, but it's like, you got to differentiate yourself. So I know we've talked about this, and it's one of the reasons why we selected you guys for the first fan site spotlight. I was about to give away the second one, but there is a second fan site that we're doing in our next fan site spotlight, and I think they have a nice little corner. They've done something different, and I fully and wholeheartedly support that.
So obviously community and building community is something that's important to BioWare for this game, and something that's going to probably get overshadowed because of the whole PAX East event is the new guild headquarters. And
I don't know if it'll get completely overshadowed.
Well, not completely overshadowed, but in the whole realm of things, people tend to forget about stuff. What led you guys to introduce this so early, I guess you'd say, in the development, and particularly before there's even a release date for the game?
But is it early?
Oh yeah, is it?
Or is it? I'm not commenting on that. it was in the works for quite a long time before I was here. So I kind of came on board, and they were like, "So we have this thing we're working on," and I was like, "Really? We're going to do that?" And yeah, you know, so it has been in the works for a while. I mean, quite frankly, it's like we know that community is important. We know that, you know, community and social ties are super important, right? I mean, BioWare has a social network site. Everybody understands that. So we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we could allow these guilds, who obviously already exist, to like form up before the game launches?
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, we can probably do that. And it took a while to figure it out. And okay, now we've got it, you know, which is awesome. Yeah, that was really the thinking. I think it wasn't really much more than that, but it's a huge task, regardless, to sort of say, yeah, sure, we'll do that. You know, it took a while to work it out. And then obviously we hope that carries through to launch. You know, we hope that people, you know, form guilds pre-launch and then, you know, continue into launch. And that's why I spend a lot of time and attention on things like, you know, the alignment phase and the deployment phase, and that's why we have an exhaustive guild FAQ. Please read the guild FAQ, thank you. Which details all this stuff, because, you know, it's not just like, hey, we're throwing this thing up and you can make a guild. It's like, no, we thought through, like, oh, well, what happens next, and, you know. So yeah, you know, that was the kind of thing. Just like social ties are super important to an MMO.
So is there anything that you can kind of give or share with some of the guilds that are probably literally forming right now as we speak? What to expect in the coming months?
More information on guilds. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're obviously, you know, going to reveal more stuff. I mean, I think, was it you guys? No, it wasn't you. I was listening to a podcast. Can't remember which one. Don't think it was you guys. But they were saying like, oh, I think that there's going to be something really major about guilds. It's going to be like Cruise guilds. It's going to catch us all off surprise. That's not going to happen. Our guild system is pretty traditional, and we've said that before. You know, we have guilds in the game. So yeah, we'll talk about that more as we go forward. You know, but hey, having a guild HQ available, you know, pre-launch and giving that to everybody for free, that's definitely something that's different. So that's good. Hey, my name's Stephen Reid. My official title is what? Oh, okay. You had the look on your face of like, I need something. So I was like, you told me to come here.
Oh, get him.